Hi, beautiful people. How are you doing today? Wherever you are right now, maybe driving, maybe sipping coffee, or maybe sneaking this in during work. Don't worry, I won't tell. I'm just so glad you are here. Welcome to the very first episode of my brand new podcast, Preethi Singh Unscripted Talk. And let me say this, if you landed here by accident, or if a friend shared the link, or even if you are just curious, thank you for showing up. Because honestly, that's all life is sometimes, just showing up. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how some of the strongest people you know don't actually look strong? They are not shouting about it, not making it obvious, not even trying to prove a point. They are just quietly living, carrying so much more than we can see. And that right there is what this podcast is all about. So, quick little backstory about me, not the boring CV type. I grew up in Mumbai in the Andheri area. My school days, let's just say they were filled with lessons way beyond the classroom. I studied, and even now I'm still studying, still learning, because honestly, life never really stops teaching you. At some point, I stepped into the world of entrepreneurship. Scary? Yes. Exciting? Double yes. There were ups, there were downs, and there were moments when I thought, can I really do this? Am I enough? I'm guessing you have had those moments too, right? Because let's be real, life doesn't hand out cheat sheets. But through it all, there was this one constant in my life, one person, or maybe you could call them a guiding light, who quietly pushed me to be stronger, braver. Sure, there were others who shaped me, but this one, God. This story, I'll save that for another time. And here's the thing, I realized along the way, courage isn't about being perfect, fearless, or wearing some superhero cape. It's about showing up, especially when it's messy and especially when no one's watching. That's what inspired me to start this podcast because I started noticing people around me, friends, neighbors, colleagues, balancing so much families, jobs, finances, personal dreams. Oh my god. Some of them were breaking inside, but still showing up outside. Some were carrying worlds on their shoulders and still smiling. Wow. And I thought, wait a second, why aren't these stories being heard? Why are the loudest stories often the least real, and the quietest ones the ones that matter most, left untold? So here's the vibe of the space, ordinary people, extraordinary courage. We are going to laugh, reflect, maybe even cry together, but this isn't a pity party podcast. No way. This is about respect, admiration, and giving the mic to voices that don't usually get one. So, if you're tired of fake perfect stories, you are in the right place. The space is 100% unscripted and totally real. So, here's what I have learned, life doesn't slow down for anyone, it throws curveballs, right? Some days you are standing tall, other days you are just trying not to collapse. And in the middle of that storm, people often quietly, often unnoticed, are making it all work. I've seen people rise above challenges that would break most of us, and they do it without applause. That's why I call this episode celebrating courage behind closed doors. Because courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's in the tiny decisions no one sees. Sometimes it's just the glue holding entire families, entire worlds together. Now, here's the exciting part. Coming up in the next episode, I will be bringing in someone whose story honestly blew my mind. They are balancing work, raising a family, chasing personal dreams, and somehow still making it all look effortless. But don't get me wrong, it's not easy. And that's exactly what makes their story worth hearing. So let me leave you with a question. How do you think they do it? Because when you hear it, trust me, you are going to stop and think about your own story in a whole new way. And that's just the beginning. There are so many voices, so many journeys ahead of us. Stories that will make you laugh, reflect, and maybe even see life a little differently. Courage doesn't belong to just one person or one place, it belongs to all of us. Now, before we close, I've got to say thank you to my family, my friends, my mentors, even strangers whose words stuck with me at just the right time. And to you, of course, yes, you listening right now, right? You are part of this unscripted family from today, and this journey is just getting started. So, here's my little takeaway for you today. Strength isn't about being perfect or never failing or being the loudest in the room. It's about showing up, even when it's messy, especially when it's messy. So give yourself some credit, okay? And maybe also look around. Notice those people who quietly keep going every single day. Their stories matter, and so does yours. And with this, that's a wrap for episode 1 of Preethi Singh Unscripted Talk. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Seriously, it means the world. If you love this, go hit follow, share it with someone who needs a spark, and drop me a comment with your thoughts. But before you go, I've got to tell you episode 2. Oh, you are not ready? The guest story is raw, powerful, full of twist, and it will make you see courage in a completely new way. So here's a little question for you to carry until then. What's the one story you have never told anyone? Because you thought no one would understand. Think about it. Because next time, we are not just talking about it, we are living it. Raw and unscripted, right here. I am Preethi Singh. This is Unscripted Talk, powered by Volta, a brand by Infinity. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and have courage.